A new robotic pet on the way from WowWee. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from WowWee is VP of Brand Development and Creative Strategy, Sydney Wiseman. Hi, Sydney.
Hi, how are you?
Terrific. Great to see you again. And at CES, you're unveiling something brand new. You are known as a toy creator extraordinaire, and you and the team there have done it again. What's this called?
So what we're presenting is the brand is called Minted, and we're starting with something that we call Doggy. And it's basically a dog that mints itself before your eyes, and it's your 1 in a million robot pup.
And Doggy is dog-E.
Exactly.
Well,
Playing on a bit of the tech things that are out there now, you know. He's playing on a bunch of buzzwords and fun tech elements that are pop culture again and being spoken about again. We kind of wanted to riff off of that.
Terrific. Well, robotic pets have been around a while, and from WowWee as well. So tell us how this is so very different.
Well, I think that's really an interesting thing. So WowWee, obviously our bread and butter was robotics back in the day, and we had a robot coming out every year. And back in the day, a few years ago, the big holiday toy was
I'm allowed to say back in the day, but you're not.
A few years ago, when I first started in toys, there was always a robot that was one of the toys of the year. And WowWee thankfully happened to play every year as one of these toy of the year contenders in the robot space. And we saw the iPad and a bunch of different things happening, that there was this big shift for a minute away from robotics. And for the past few years, actually, if you look at the toy space, there really hasn't been a robot that has resurfaced as a toy of the year contender. I think probably blind boxes and everything going smaller and mini and cheaper maybe took away from that for a bit. And now this past year, we're seeing, and again, not so relevant to the toy itself, but the talk of NFTs and the talk of tech is back in an entertainment kind of way. And we were like, okay, we're going back into robotics, and we're going to see what we can pull from all these things that are happening in the tech space and bring them back into the ultimate robot dog and come back with a big, we're back in robots, and robots are back to stay.
So what can an ultimate robot dog do?
So we wanted to, this one is an interesting one, because we're looking at every other robot dog that's existed, and we're like, what's going to be our WowWee way of doing something that's a little bit more special? And actually talking about the fact that blind boxes and kids purchasing everything blind and the element of surprise always kind of winning in toys, we were like, is there a way that we can do a robot that also has an element of surprise? So we started brainstorming, and we were like, wow, how cool would it be if you started off with a dog that was completely white, and you turn it on, and as you're playing with it, your dog is minting himself. So you find out what eyes you got, what color chest you got, what color his paws are, whether his ears are both up or is one down or both down. And through this process of playing with your dog, you are minting a 1 in a million dog that's made just for you. Even as far as, in addition to aesthetics, we did personalities. So he has to find his bark, we call it. So is he going to have more of a yappy bark? Is he going to have more of a robot dog bark? You actually don't know what dog you're going to get out of the box. And then his personality and how you interact with him is completely different based on the dog that you got, like a real dog.
And the movement that we can expect from Doggy, how is it going to move around, et cetera?
So in the sample, you'll see we were very strict. We saw when we first started playing with the prototypes, we really wanted him to feel puppy-like. And a lot of puppy motion comes from a wobbly head. And so that was something that we really, we set it as our goal. It's kind of never really been done before. Robots are often stiff, and we wanted to add this kind of lifelike, real motion, so he feels like he's prancing while he's walking, and we achieved it, and it's so cute, and he really feels like he's alive and a real puppy.
And do the legs move? Are there wheels? We're going to be showing some video here. So
props himself forward. He makes himself move, so he's not on roller wheels. He's actually running kind of like a gallop. It's really sweet.
So one of the things that you have to be cognizant of in doing something like this is battery life, et cetera, and how you kids are going to be playing with this, because once they get it, they're going to be spending hours, I'm sure, with it. So how do you deal with that and the ruggedness that you have to build into a toy like this?
Totally. So with respect to battery life, that was a big point of contention for us, just even behind the scenes of making a toy. Rechargeable. If you talk to parents, parents don't want batteries anymore. And especially as you're asking for a bit of a higher ticket price point, they expect now to not have batteries and rechargeable. On the toy making side of things, rechargeable is oftentimes more expensive, but we set it as a priority. We were like, okay, we know here, we want to deliver an ultimate robot experience. We don't want them to constantly be changing the batteries. There is actually one of the best things about the dog that I haven't even mentioned, and you'll see it when you see the actual sample. His tail has persistence of vision. So he wags his tail and he's able to talk through his tail, which is so basically he expresses how he's feeling through emojis through his tail wagging fast. It's so magical. It's so cool. It's probably my favorite feature of the robot dog unto itself, in addition to the minting. But back to battery life, him wagging his tail actually uses up quite a bit of battery. So we really like our testing times and making sure this battery was not a weakness of the dog has been our number one priority. So we are right now at around, I think, 4 to 6 hour lifetime with the dog. That was our goal that we set. And then you recharge, take about an hour to recharge him, and then you can play again.
And tell us more about the play factor here. How it's going to fit in. I mean, it's going to grow into itself and be unique. And then beyond that, the daily play, what's that going to be like?
So out of the box, you mint your dog. So you get your dog 1 in a million. There's this whole customization, personalization element that you have. So once your dog is minted, now the next step is to take care of your dog. And take care of your dog based on the needs that your dog has, based on the dog that you minted. So you may get a dog who is hungry all the time. And so you have to feed your dog when he's hungry, or he comes with a chew toy that you could put to his mouth and he can play with. You may get a more playful dog who has so much energy and he wants to play all the time. So you have to make sure that you're catering to your dog's needs. He's always, again, going to communicate through his tail how he's feeling. He may get sick. He may get a virus. He turns all green when he has a virus, and you have to figure out what to do to make your dog come back to normal. So 2 parts to the dog, app and no app. So he's Bluetooth, and there is a full Bluetooth app suite that we have for doggy that has all sorts of games that you could play. You could see and I could show you screens, and I'll give you obviously visuals for all of this, but you're able to see his health meter, his hunger meter, his happiness meter. And certain dogs, like in The Sims, like when you have your personality traits, you'll get one that's a little bit more slow, a little bit faster, a little bit more sporty, a little bit more yappy. So we have all these different characteristics, and it's about making sure that your dog that you got specifically is always happy and compatible with you. And then bonus things you could do. So your dog's tail is a fortune teller. So you can ask it questions and it'll give you answers. We are looking at something called a digital doghouse. So in the app, you have a place where you can collect rainbow treats or antidotes if your dog gets a virus. So all of these different things that you store in your digital doghouse, so you could just flick to your dog and it will respond to everything that's happening in the app. And then one of my favorite features about the app is, so you mint your dog. I have a dog at home. I just spent $80 on a dog. I have a little sister. You don't have to go and get 2, because what we did is different profiles. So Sydney's profile, I have my dog. Caitlin's profile, she has her dog, and she can mint it from scratch again, get a completely unique dog, and have her experience with her dog using the same one robot.
Wow, that's terrific. And is there a limit to how many? Is it 2 or?
We're trying to figure out that sweet spot number right now. So really fun about this project too. And when we announced at CES, I have this TikTok channel called Sid the Kid. And basically it's like a toy maker channel where I engage with with our audience and ask them questions about making toys. And we wanted to keep the app quite fluid so that I could get people's opinions of what they want the app to do, how many profiles should you be able to mint? Do you want to change your dog after you get it? So all these questions, I'm going to go direct to the source and see what they feel. And then we're going to actually tweak the app based on responses that we're getting there, which is really fun.
Do you have control over the dog's personality and color and all of that, or is it a random thing?
So it is random. However, and this again, talk about toy making. We've been sitting in these meetings of, should you be stuck with the one dog that you get? Should you be able to change your dog? Should it just be through another profile? All of these questions, and where we net it out right now, but I think where we're netting out is you mint your dog. That's your dog that you get. You can do another profile if you want to mint another dog, and that will be the dog that you get there as well. However, you could take your dog to the puppy salon where you can play around with different colors. And there may be a world in which you could select to keep some things more permanent to modify the aesthetic of your dog. But and also potentially if you play with them more, they become more playful. Or if you feed them all the time, they become more of a hungry dog. So looking at all those fun things.
This is so great and so innovative. So tell us the answers to the questions that everybody is gonna want to know. When and about how much?
So pre-orders are happening at CES. So we're going to go back to our WowWee CES pre-order days. So you'll be able to order a dog. The dog that you order at CES is going to come with additional collars. So there's a bonus to, and probably additional things in your digital dog house when you get your toy. So there's a bonus from a pre-order. Everyone else will receive their dogs in October. They're going to be available everywhere, Walmart, Amazon, Target, and the price point is $79.99.
Which sounds like a pretty good deal for all the technology that you're building into this.
Yeah, we really back price points and just seeing kind of what used to work, where the world has shifted, the economics of everything. We were like, let's set a goal. Let's make the best robot for $80, which in the world of robotics is really a great deal on a robot. And we were like, let's put our WowWee tech and make sure we deliver this outstanding robot product. Sub $100 was our real goal. And we got down to 80, which is fantastic.
You know, the cat people are going to be chasing after you.
I'm so curious actually to see how animals interact with Dog E. It's so lifelike and his barks are he's so sporadic and cute and really puppy-like. We're dying to see the dynamics between that and real life pets at home.
I'm sure we're going to see lots of videos with those interactions. So there is so much to look forward to. People can jump on and pre-order, and for others, I guess October will be the time when you can get into the store and get a Dog E. Sydney Wiseman, thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you so much. It's always so fun.